Hi there. So on the last video you've seen me machine polishing the engine with all four pieces of housing. So that's the center pieces, the left lid and the right lid. So I have meanwhile completed the hand polishing on the right lid and the left lid. So what I'm now left is the manual rework of the last little bits and bobs of the center cases so I can start rebuilding. So the condition here is that we kind of done it on this part. That's the visible part. There's not much left, so I'm just going to go and take the residue down on here. This is after the machine polishing. The machine polishing is out today, and then this one comes right after. So this is basically as good as this will be. Remember, this is just an in-between part that will barely be visible, be covered by all kinds of things, carburetors and frames and whatnot, but whatever. So my process is as follows. I'm basically going with a toothbrush that has Autosol on it. It's just the same material as I used for this. And it sometimes works a little bit easier with a little bit of extra fresh Autosol on it. I have already taken away all of the coverings, so the dust now theoretically is not curbed. I already have freshly oiled ball bearings inside, so I'm being very careful in not to let any dust go inside. So that's probably all I will need today. It just needs a little bit of fresh Autosol in order to agitate the dried in one. This must have been now 2 days ago that I did the machine polishing. Maybe you can come a little bit closer. Not as in really, but I can zoom in. I need to charge because otherwise the phone will die. That's what happened when I did the machine polishing. Sorry about that. So, I will basically start where you can see best. And I will put myself in a position where I can work the best. There's something that the machine here, machine. It's not a proper polishing machine. It's just a polishing wheel in an angle grinder. I don't have a polishing machine. That doesn't matter on a tiny little job. It's just a whole lot harder to do, but that's what I'm doing. I'm just doing it anyway. I use what I can, and I get the best result from what's available. I'm using about 3 toothbrushes. One is to still do some polishing work if you so want. Toothbrush goes into all the little nooks and crannies better than anything. So this would be the first course of action on this area kind of done. I'm still polishing. Okay, this is me still making it nicer than it is. The toothbrush is polishing with Autosol. Not much, but a little. So I'm just going to concentrate on this part so you can see how this happens for me. And you will get a relatively short video with a quick understanding of what this does and what it doesn't do. So what's going on here is that we have 2 different kind of parts that react to the polishing differently. So this takes the shine much easier than this one. Nothing we can do, that's inherent to the material. So it has to do with curing time, speed of pour, basically the manufacturing process. Might also have to do with that I sanded more here than I did here, but I'm not going back to the sanding. This is where we are now is already covered. So this is one of the positions where the thing is mounted, here and there, so that's covered by the frame anyway. So now what you see me doing is basically hand polishing the aluminium with a rag in the areas that can be reached easily with a rag. Again, I'm just concentrating on this part here. I'm not turning it, I'm just gonna keep it in view for you. Okay? So that is as much as the rag can do for us in this moment in time. Now I'm going to use 2 more toothbrushes, and these toothbrushes are designed to take away the residue and the polish. This is not me theoretically polishing, or it does both, of course, because it doesn't listen to me what it's supposed to do, but essentially I'm using a relatively clean toothbrush to go into the nooks and crannies, take away all of the residue from the polish that the rag couldn't do. So what happens in this kind of situation is that the toothbrush basically brings it out from the holes and smears it on the areas where I already cleaned it with a rag, meaning I need to come back and do the rag one more time. Okay, so that's basically the process. So it gets cleaner as we move forward, and then I will use the rag again. Sorry for my table squeaking. Nothing much I can do. It's just a table provided by the company that gives us the apartment. So, okay, then we go to the last brushing action to take care of the last little pieces, this and that, of the polishing residue. I'm focusing on the nooks and crannies, as I keep repeating myself. And yeah, for the last nooks and crannies that even the toothbrush does not get to, I will use earbuds. So that's the third toothbrush taken care of. Roughly take away what's on the surface, and now I will take, this is the last action, with a microfiber towel. Has a little bit more tooth, has a bit of longer hair, if you want to call it hair, and gets into the indentations easier. There's still some action going on here towards the polishing process, and now I am as far as I want to go with these tools. There's basically, you can see a lot of stuff still came off. Now we are doing the last action, which is going into the areas that none of my tools that I used so far like to go. Okay, especially stuff like that. And nothing goes into. And before I completely ready this case for mounting, I will go in here again with carburettor cleaner or brake cleaner. Does not seem to be too dirty. applying so well. Try a slightly bigger one. I would really like this to come out on the other side. If anyone has a better trick. Not like that. Went quite far. Let me try like this. Here we go. There we go. So now let you have a closer look. In the front we have the full effort area, and there's no two ways about it. This engine case has suffered and lived. And this is the area here that I've just focused on. It's now clean of residue, and here you see it still with the residue. So quite a difference, quite little effort to take the residue off. That's what I'm going to do. And that's it for this video, for the final hand polish. I will get back to you once I have applied brake cleaner to the nooks and crannies that I absolutely cannot get to. Wipe it down one more time. And then it's way finally time for assembly. So see you soon.